to ask loaded questions on things that I've already answered, and you are doing so in such a gay tone of voice.
I'm calling out Satan. Proxy, you fucking whore.
Your advice be to be like a crazy bitch in her 30s who's on methadone and totally just whacked out?
My advice, and I've said it many times, I will say it again because it applies even more here. My advice is full insemination.
Oh, cat.
I guess I stayed in bed too long. Because it was night and that sun was going down. It was still
awfully bright. He's bright and shiny as a brand new penny, and high as a henny.
I heard the skip when he arrived. So I slid to a stop at his feet. It was 6 o'clock on Highway 5.
Giddy up, boys. He's bright and shiny as a brand new penny. He's bright and shiny, or at least he was. Just like a penny. Same worth. He's crazy. Supercharged. My walking garage. Supercharged in my walking garage. Are you feeling supercharged tonight, Chad? Let's go! Yes, I stayed in that too long. Sun was coming down. Awfully bright. Brand new penny and high. About to get my own supercharged vehicle going, people. That's right, she's gonna be on the road like she's never been before. What's up, chat? Let me just grab my weekend. I'll be back. All right. What is up, celebrities? Welcome and thank you. Thank you, everyone, for showing up to this special edition of the Ruby Show. That isn't really a show. This is just a stream, but it's a special stream because we have a special guest. And tonight we're going to be looking into a character known as Whoremaxxer and many other aliases, actually. Oh my god, it's so fucking hard to scroll down in this area. I can't. Well, whatever. You know what he looks like. There we go. Go! Oh my god. Buttons don't work. The laptop doesn't work. Nothing works. That's a great start. Just trying to scroll the fuck. There we go. I saw the bar. There we go. Oh my god, I'm clicking every wrong thing right now. I'm so sorry. All right. Today, we will be going into the Maxxer files. Sex, steroids, swinging on the dark corners of YouTube. And we've got a special guest who was actually Whoremaxxer's head moderator for about 4 years. Tyler was asking, well, what could a moderator find out? Quite a bit when you work with someone closely over a period of time. You build a relationship, you get to know them. So tonight we are going to be doing a dive into the howling madness. So buckle in. Trigger warning. This is a wild ride with a wild man. And for the Ruby newbies, I actually met Whoremaxxer myself in Vegas when me, Ava, and Princess met there for our first IRL meetup. And we had a grand old time. Also, thank you everyone. Last week's Celebrity Sunday was an awesome episode. There have been developing things with the Frozen Simp saga, but tonight, this is who we'll be focusing on. Johnny Boy, aka Whoremaxxer, aka Max Extreme, aka Howling Exciter, aka many other names. Why does he change names so much? It's not really a good business move, you may ask. So he has a habit of when he gets some attention on YouTube, for whatever reason, he does this thing where he likes to whip out his penis on YouTube and jerk off. And he did this recently. Jim was on the panel. Boy Outlaws, another channel deleter, but not the same style, different style. And we're going to be getting into all of it. And I'm sure chat's going to have a lot of questions about what it was like up close and personal. Who is the real Whoremaxxer? Is it an act? Is it more real than we'd be comfortable admitting? And I find this theme come up over and over again, actually, of people online who I've met who you think, how could they possibly be real, like a real person? How could they possibly be a real person and not a bit? And a lot of them use this to evade accountability too, by saying like anything that makes them look bad was obviously a bit. And, you know, it's real when it's convenient. It's fake when it's convenient. It's incoherent. But when you have an audience that wants to believe what it wants to believe and doesn't care about what's real, they just want to be entertained, you know, you can get away with that kind of stuff, I guess. So back to my first infographic. He is located in Vegas, and that's where I met him. And he's notorious. He initially came up in the like men going their own way, kind of like red pill bodybuilding, and his name is like a play on looks maxing. Long before clavicle, okay? There was Whoremaxxer, a different flavor of the same damn thing. Kick has more restrictive TOS than YouTube. I hate Kick. Does it really? I've heard the opposite. Hi, Melanie, and hello to everyone. He's banned on YouTube and Kick. He's only on Rumble now. Wow. Yeah, so I was sent a clip of him whipping his dick out, which I obviously cannot share. But I will be sharing the video of me meeting Whoremaxxer in Vegas. I uploaded that to Celebrity Clips today because I thought it would be interesting throwback to include in this expose, analysis, whatever you want to call it, chat. So, all right. So I guess it's time to bring on my guests. And Pierre, who's also known by Uentos, I forgot how to say the username that he went by. A lot of people recognize the username when I had, or like they guessed that it was him when I was talking about who to interview. And I've definitely I've interacted with him in chats before. But this is our first time really talking. We did a Discord call earlier, and then we just did a check-in right before the stream started. So, and he just got his new laptop and cam set up, so he's ready to rock. And what's up, Baller Kevin in the house? How are you? He does periodically whips his dick out on YouTube. So without further ado, Pierre, welcome.
Good evening. How is everyone doing?
Bonjour. Welcome, Pierre.
Hello. Yes. Nice to be here.
Yeah, I really appreciate you reaching out. We were talking earlier that you reached out to Monty, who a lot of people in my audience are familiar with. But that kind of fell through because she stopped streaming. I don't know how long. I haven't seen her in chat in a minute, but maybe I just missed it, you know.
Yeah, with Monty, we already planned something, but literally like the next week of planning, she was just gone. Her whole channel nuked.
Dude. So. Well, it wasn't actually nuked. It was they just wiped those streams and changed the name. And the guy who runs the channel is named OPC Don, and he does that on a fairly regular basis.
So has he had like multiple hosts and people using his channel?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's been an interesting rotation, but he does struggle to find people to stay on for that line. Monty was kind of seeming like she was in a tough spot, so probably for the best.
Well, I hope she's better now.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, it's definitely the right move to take a break from the internet because I've been kind of in her position of having like a very public relationship, and I've cried on stream, I've crashed out, I've done all of that, you know, so I sympathize with that experience. And when it's all exasperated by a bunch of people in the audience who want to mess with you, it's a lot to acclimate to.
Yeah, definitely. I got a little worried there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's doing a little better now.
Yeah. Edward actually might know. Edward was her partner. Yeah. I don't know if they're still together. I have like no updates on that situation, but Edward is in the audience. So
and if I'm correct, Monty and Edward found each other on your channel, or?
It was a dating show that me and this guy Princess, who's actually met Whoremaxxer in Vegas with me too. It was a dating show. I remember their date, and they did have that chemistry. I don't know what monster we created though. It seems like love matches in this corner of the internet tend to go up in flames in the most insane.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it continued. I mean, I don't really see like a comment from Edward.
Well, now he's just doing it. Did you get? No, you're not banned. You're not banned. And also, Edward makes an appearance in that video from me yelling at him in the chat. So I guess my first question is, when and how did you come across this guy?
Yeah, so it was not, as far back as 2007, obviously, because
Yeah.
I was a child back then. I
Yeah,
would
how old are you
say,
again? You're very young.
yes, I'm 23, and when I found him, I think I was 19 or 20.
Wow.
So, yeah, I found him when I was really young. I was, story is, when I turned 18, a week after I downloaded Tinder, because I was like, I'm 18 now. I can get into the dating market or whatever you want to call it. I didn't do very well.
Mhm.
So, um, second time around, I tried again, I think a year after. Um, I was like, before I go into this, let me, look up how to get better at it, how to have a better profile, how to, have better pictures, whatever, how to communicate with women over text
Mhm.
better, do it smoothly,
Yeah,
etc.
that's very normal.
And
I think a lot of people look
yeah,
those things up because you don't get a handbook on it, and it's like it's a very treacherous thing, and especially navigating online dating. A lot of people struggle with that. Like, so you're definitely not the only one, and it can be a very negative experience dealing with any kind of rejection, let alone romantic, can really put you in a bad way.
yeah.
So, do you feel like you were kind of like more angsty when you found him, and you're like in a different spot now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I definitely got disillusioned last year, like from his message, but I stuck around because of like, due to habits, and I had this misplaced sense of loyalty. But just last year, I was rapidly like, finding out and figuring him out that like he is kind of full of crap.
Mhm.
So in 2025 was kind of like my awakening uh, year, sort of, and that's the year that he and we would kind of get into like little micro arguments. I would always hop back off. I would kind of, because he's very quick to anger.
Yeah.
But that was the year, like last year, we would have lots of disagreements over things. And then I think that was just the culmination of disagreements was one of the reasons also that resulted in this, what you would call like falling
Well,
out.
he became disillusioned, it seems probably like gradually, because also you're
Yeah.
growing up as you're, moderating his chat. And it's like for people who don't really understand, like when you are a YouTuber and have like any kind of audience, at a certain point, the moderators you work with closely, you do get to know them quite well. They're the
Oh
people
yeah.
who are in your channel all the time, spending thousands of hours with you, so you
Yeah.
definitely get to know a person.
Yeah. Oh, but back to my story because I was just talking about the dating thing and then it kind of stayed there. But um, so I found this channel called Playing with Fire, and I think you were on that before.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Yep.
yeah, I found like his advice to be helpful at the time, especially when he would talk about like how to read signals over text and how to truly know what women are saying, stuff like that, because I was getting matches, I
Mhm.
was getting numbers, but a lot of them did not materialize, or I got flaked or whatever. So um but it was really nice, and so I was getting some success with some of the tips that he was giving. But I started watching his live streams. He was getting like his channel was getting bigger. And then one time with Sarah, there was a speed dating show, and Whoremaxxer joined. That
I
was
think I saw
actually
a clip
his
of
first
that.
appearance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that or?
I don't remember it happening at the time, but I remember when I was just, getting ready for this, I was looking through some older videos and I saw that. I was like, oh, Playing with Fire. Oh, it's Sarah. There's a lot of people that overlap. Um, but yeah, and I was intrigued because he's just such a kind of like an oddity to me, and
Yeah.
also I don't know. I used to be like more towards the left. I'm a little more Centricity now. Watching. Oh my, Tyler, why are you being a hater, Tyler? Like, just let it cook for a minute, dude.
Yeah.
You found in Trippy Cast. I remember. Yeah, I recognized some of those.
Oh yeah,
names.
that was also another, I guess, what you would call an arc of like, because he would constantly have certain like we would call it stalkers or trolls, and multiple channels. Like there was Smash TV, some Black Pillar, some MGTOW people, Trippy Cast. Now it seems like his favorite troll is Bash. There's this. He also used to be a co-host on Whoremaxxer's channel, and
Mhm.
I think he wants to come on at some point tonight.
Yeah,
I'd be
that's
fine-
totally
if you're
there's
fine
anyone
with that,
that Bonnie
I'd
wanted
also
to
be
at
all
some
right with
point,
that.
yeah, I would, we're definitely open to that. But so what was why did you think at the time, like when you started like working with him, what was that process like gaining trust with him? Did he tell me about like your beginning experience of what you thought his deal was? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so when I saw him on that show with Sarah, he was really standing out because the other people were trying to, other men were trying to be like playful, or they were trying to, I guess what we call like rizz up, or try to use all these techniques, or some were just really pathetic and we will just laugh at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The show was kind of like that.
I can actually pull up the speed dating clip. I just saw that.
Oh yeah, I think that would be helpful actually, and it was kind of funny.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this up just so people can. This can assist with the timeline. So this is Sarah the Raging Tomato, who still hosts panels. Recently had a big drama with Andrew Wilson, and she also used to go on speed dating, and that's the show that my last effort to be just like neutral on truce terms with Grace was going on in that show, and obviously that's not go well. But yeah, let me I'll just let this play for a second so people can get the idea of it.
Why not? Approach a girl at a bar and your first question into her is, hey, there's a great swingers club down the road. You want to go with me? She's probably going to like spill her drink on you and walk away.
Well, maybe. I think that's a little gynocentric programming. I mean, sometimes I tell them I have an armadillo in my pants. Well, anaconda.
Do you have a lot of good luck? Does this usually work?
There's the Green Door and there's 5150. They are swing clubs, okay? Now, you'd be interested in coming down there and having drinks in a swing club.
Welcome to the Holly Madness. It is your host.
All right, so it wasn't like a ton of it in that, but I saw that earlier, so it's funny you brought that up. So his approach was being kind of like bombastic. You know?
Yes, like surprising the woman, which a lot of times did not really work. Some women did find him, like I think even you, a little interesting because he was acting that way, but with a majority of women, that's not going to work, I think.
Like for me, I've never been attracted to Whoremaxxer in my life, but I did find him psychologically interesting because I think people who just are on the fringes of society and so dedicated to that, like he's not chosen to live any kind of normal life. He's seems like fairly socially avoidant, nocturnal, like he has to ingest a lot of substances to like, sustain his body and then go out to these clubs. It seemed very, kind of substance oriented.
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical, I think, like because he's always talking about his natural charisma, and then when he doesn't have testosterone or any other steroid in his system, he's unwilling to go out because he says, "Oh, I'm waiting for my next order." And so that's like another couple weeks, 3 weeks of like no IRL streams. And this is how it was for us. Like we were always patiently waiting for him to get his steroid orders back, and to, and it was always like he was running out, and then, now like he starts a new exotic compound and then he feels like crap, and it's just like a cycle. And he barely ever really goes out. He paints it as if he goes out regularly and he's going all these clubs and bars. But when he does, I don't know if you ever watched his IRL streams, but he's just sitting there and reading the chats.
Yeah, and like angry and usually gets kicked out for some reason. Tyler is having a patience issue of like letting things cook. You know, we're just getting started into some of the background, but in my opinion, I can tell you right off the bat, the things that are concerning about him is his like deep hatred of women, his being creepy to teenagers, including an underage teenager on Omegle, and that was on video. And I also saw him, he did weird like live BDSM sessions with the Thorpes in their early days, including Grace, who was like a vulnerable, like, you know, brainwashed person and like vulnerable state, and he got her while she was crying to lick her panties and also like do some weird sex thing with her mama, her real life mom. So I could just tell you that off the jump. If you're confused, Tyler, about who we're talking about, what we're talking about, trust me, there's more than no one gives a fuck that he fucks. If that's what you think this is.
Well, no, actually, he does not get sex. Like
oh
he acts as if he gets sex, but according to some of our friends' estimations, he hasn't been getting sex for a year and a half now. Except
Tyler,
if he went to that swing club and had sex with that trans woman called Monica, Prestige Club, I think Prestige Club in Las Vegas. Other than that, I don't think he had he doesn't have any regular sex anyway. He just has like hookups or one night stands.
Again, isn't it generally paid? Isn't that his whole thing? He's like
yeah, he used to, but now he's too broke to do that.
Because the whole concept of whoremaxxing is like trying to maximize your.
That's
like,
why he changed his tag. You know, yeah, that's why he doesn't carry that name anymore, because he doesn't have the money to whoremax.
And Tyler, I would say it's his prerogative up until the point where he's interacting with people who are under the age of 18, and also he is like extremely aggressive. And even when I met him in person, his first thing was going to upskirt my friend, and then we got almost in a physical fight, which is all on video too. So I get that you have strong feelings or whatever about this thing that you don't really seem to know much about, but trust me, there are reasons to be interested in him, and it's not to say that he needs to go to jail. I think, can there not be a space to talk about things where it doesn't mean we want someone in jail, but we can say like, huh, what's up with that? Like, that's it. Chill the fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I just don't think young men like me can get advice from someone like him. I think, you know, he trashes some of these like red pill guys or self-improvement guys all the time. Like he's saying they don't deserve the money, they don't deserve the fame. He does. He needs the donations, and like he should have been much more popular by now. But his advice really sucks. I mean, he doesn't have any financial advice. He doesn't have any, you know, his steroid advice sucks. Dating, social advice, nothing really. And we have some clips actually that you can play. He gave me an advice on how to talk to a woman. Let me see. Since we're sharing that.
Let me just grab my laptop plug too before I.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, and Eric, creepy but harmless. I think going and trying to like sexually dominate a 16-year-old girl on Omegle and just randomly like creeping on people and whipping his dick out and trying to upskirt my friend. Did you miss those words? I'm sorry. Like, are people that brain broken? I guess so. I don't know.
Yes.
I guess that's just
that's really screwed up, by the way.
A lot of yeah. But the thing is, I do feel like he's broadly seen as a lol cow. But you and some people do actually take, or in the past have thought he did have some good advice. And that's not to say he hasn't ever.
Well, not advice. So according to the nearing the end, I was just watching him for his rants.
Mm-hmm.
For his rants, for the echo chamber effect, you know, because I like to hear things being repeated. I'm just being honest right now. You can judge me or whatever, but I like to reaffirm my, you know, beliefs on reality and the world. And some of his beliefs were coinciding with mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't like a naturally built echo chamber for the both of us. On some streams, it was just him and me. Like in the whole chat, it was just me and him talking. So
yeah, I've seen him in the chat, and because he alienates a lot of his audience too, and like you're saying, like with people who
Yeah.
donate to him, he gets he feels like entitled, and he gets angry. And this is really bad business move, is to get angry at your donator for donating to another channel. When you start doing that, making people pick sides, they might not pick your side, but like, you know, it is I don't know. But where was I going? Oh yeah. So this is the video how to talk to women that you sent me. So
yeah,
let me roll the clip.
Social interactions. There was a video that was about
so that's
topics
me
to talk to
sending
women
that,
and topics to never
message
use in
confirmation
conversation.
message.
Why don't your take? Well, topics. Well, how I view like talking to women, if that's what you're referring to, talking to women and out there, I'll say anything. The women I want to deal with are going to have good personalities to begin with, so I'll weed those ones out right away. So I'm not too thinking about, if you're all too caught up in your head of worrying what you're going to say around a woman, again, those are incel traits. I got to tell you honestly, these are incel traits to be wound up on your head.
You're saying I have incel traits there.
Do you know what? You actually seem like pretty self-aware. The fact that you can even know that you are drawn to like having your opinion affirmed puts you beyond like 90% of the human population in terms of self-insight. Whoremaxxer seems to lack self-insight and also a lot of projection. Like this whole thing about incel not getting laid, when you know we see that's something he struggles with. I mean, he's also has never seemed to have any kind of stable partner or meaningful relationship, which he can say all day that he wants that, but you know, he's getting older and those things become more important. So he's put himself in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's calling other men incel when he is in a state of inceldom right now.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but he's well, you can keep going. I can comment on it later. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
To be worrying about what a fucking cum dumpster has to say. Just be social with them. Just, you know, oh, honey, you look good tonight. You know, what are you wearing? Yeah. Let me go. Your tits look good tonight, baby. I mean, I'll just tell them their tits look good. What, they want to throw me out? Okay, throw me out. I don't give a fuck.
I think he also is one of those types to like self-sabotage so he never has to face like any true rejection. Like anytime I see him go out, he just acts crazy, creepy, off-putting, and then gets kicked out.
Yeah, that's how he was basically on the speed dates with Alex playing with fire, and he just continues that behavior over the years. And at the real actual bars and nightclubs, he just doesn't approach women whatsoever. There was one instance with this trans woman recently where I think either he approached her or she approached him. I didn't watch the stream because the quality was horrible, but I was let known by someone on Telegram. But what ended up happening was they kissed, and he took her to his car. I think they were going to go to another bar or her place. Yeah, they went to another bar, and then I think she found like a black guy to talk to. And then she just kind of got lost in the crowd, and he didn't get to have sex with her. So that was his latest experience at the bar. And honestly, that's better than most of his experiences, because most of the time he just sits there and reads the chat and listens to the music.
Tyler. Okay, Tyler says now we're kink. First off, it's not a kink.
I didn't say anything.
It's not a kink to be attracted to a trans human. There are people.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah.
I'm talking to the guy in the audience who keeps being aggro.
Yeah. I just want to clarify. I'm not saying anything transphobic here, but I'm just saying that I do believe that it is easier to talk to trans women than biological women. I do believe it's easier to especially at a nightclub or bar scene. Like it's easier to pick them up. I do believe to connect with them. versus a biological woman. Like he was able to say a lot of creepy stuff to that trans woman and get away with it. So
And
that's just what I was
there
trying to
are,
emphasize
you know,
on.
that isn't uncommon, especially because it's still like taboo for that kind of scenario to come up. But I don't believe in kink shame. I think Tyler's kind of missing the memo that it's not necessarily these activities in themselves. It's just like the broader picture that we're painting of who this person is, how they acted, the boundaries that they push that we think are too far. You can push back and say that creeping on 16-year-olds is totally a-okay, you know, and just harassing women everywhere you go, as long as you don't catch a charge, and just keep it somewhat within the legal semi realm. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's like, I'm not saying he should get a penalty. We're just talking. I don't know why Tyler's hyper defensive. Maybe his profile picture is. Maybe he was a fan. I don't know. Kink shamer.
Maybe.
Why
No,
are
I've never seen
you kink shaming us? So shame all around.
Yeah. I mean, that teenager thing, I was actually there when that happened. I was in the chats, and it was just really stupid of him to keep talking to the teenagers without asking their age first, or what I usually see streamers do is they're like, hey, how old are you? Are you under the age of 18? If they're under 18, then they just skip.
Especially if
That's
you're on
what they do.
Omegle. Like, and that was just what was recorded and has resurfaced years later.
Yeah.
Is that clip of him. And it's like, he clearly, it's not an act to an extent. He actually does have like a deep hatred and fear, I think it comes down to, of women. And I don't know, he's androcentric, you know, that's his whole thing. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, if whatever his sexual preferences are, it's more about like treating other people poorly, being a creep.
Well, he calls it being ballsy.
People.
You know.
What else? I mean, I could play. Let me maybe for a refresher too for Tyler. I could show us meeting him. Oh wait, let me get through. I'm sorry. I told you I'm a little all over the place too. Let me get through this. And
no problem.
Cop on you? Okay, let him call a cop. What is the cop going to say? Excuse me, sir. Did you harass this woman by telling her tits look good tonight? Yes, I did, officer. Let me get this on camera so we can make content out of this. I hope they do call the cops on me. It's better content for me.
Oh, God.
Excuse me, sir. Did you tell this woman that she had a great set of rack and that you want to fondle her titties? Well, yes, I did, officer.
This is
what
his
the fuck
advice
does
to
that
me.
even mean, social dynamic?
What's that?
I said, so the context is that in the chat, I sent him like a video that was done by like these dating coach types, because, that's how we use them usually as chatters. Like, we sent him videos to react to. He would usually rage. He would say, no, this is too red pilled, or this is too gynocentric, or this is too this or too that. Like, it's not like, he believes that if we send him a video, we subscribe 100% to everything that's said in that video. But no, it's just like to kind of farm the reaction out of him, basically. So I sent him a video of like a guy doing like a tier list of like how to, like, what topics to talk to a woman. He like puts down like, oh, this one's a good topic, this one's a bad topic. And he's just kind of like raging at the sheer idea of even talking about like these topics. He's saying you just gotta go up to a woman, just tell her that she has a great rack and that she's looking beautiful tonight, and like start the conversation that way. That was his advice. And then he proceeds to talk to Monty that way. And well, Monty is used to him, so Monty takes it well.
Yeah.
But
most
he
women
believes that's some kind of demonstration for me.
Yeah, most women are not, unless you are like that guy and you're like super attractive, you can't get away. Like, it's with acting.
Like, he doesn't get to do that though in real life.
Like, that's just basically just going out and just frightening people.
Yeah.
And why can't you tell a woman she has a great looking ass? I mean, why can't I would just say you have a great looking fucking ass on you? Yeah, that rolls off naturally. Inhibition.
Oh, and also one more thing that makes him like that I would say veers into the unethical is it's like, yeah, he's promoting dangerous medical advice that's totally unfounded, promoting extreme drug use among young people, telling them
Yeah.
that the only way to build muscle is, you know, through taking like illegal drugs. Like that's not really my favorite thing ever, especially when there are people who are, you know, looking at
You
it,
know,
like you said.
you're too highly inhibited is the problem. I can't stand small talk. I hate small talk with women. I'm like, I'll get right into the conversations.
Well, let me guess what the
I mean,
conversation
so
is.
talking to women.
Will you drain my balls?
That's
And it's-
basically it. That's
It's
the goal. I'm not saying it's, you know, completely. I mean, that's what guys generally want when they go to a bar. I don't want to pretend that that's not the case. But I believe that you need to play the game
Mhm.
because he refuses to play the game. And I also refuse to play the game. Like I tried Tinder twice, like I said. I didn't do very good. And I became like Whoremaxxer. I was also bitter about life. I was also bitter about the world and the dating especially. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go and gesture for women.
Mhm.
I'm just going to, you know, do like him and Whoremax, or I'm just going to try to look. Now he's talking about looks maxing. I try to look better and then try my luck that way. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I mean, you have to know how to talk to women, especially. I think a lot of men don't. A lot of men are not comfortable with approaching strangers. I mean, you hear that everywhere now. Like men don't approach women at the bars as much anymore. And so I just wanted to learn more about that at first. And then I found Whoremaxxer and then I became this isolating guy. And instead of him supposedly helping me, he just kind of harmed me actually socially,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, yeah, by
over the
pointing you in
years.
the direction of hate, like, yeah, it's very. His ideology is, it's very nihilistic. It's very just about
Nihilistic,
being
yes.
nihilistic, hedonistic, and like everything else to life is a lie. You know, true love's a lie. Meaningful relationships are a lie. Having a family, building a life of your own. Like, thank God you snapped out of it while you still have time to like build that kind of life. You know, like
Yeah.
it's actually really tragic when you're turning someone down a dark path like that and they're, you know, observing that. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone said approaching strangers is totally unnatural. None of our ancestors did this. Well, I would actually disagree. I mean, how far back are you going? Are you going to like
Yeah.
caveman? Then yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there are tribes, but after civilization is built, you know, everyone approaches strangers
Yeah, you
for
just have to know.
trading, bartering, you know, lots of stuff.
Yeah, and in my experience, it's less pressure. Like, you know, the way I would want to be flirted with is just someone and just coming up without any high pressure. Whoremaxxer immediately makes this like, "Are you gonna fuck me or not? Oh, I hate you!" Like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, how about just talk to someone, pretend I'm a human, just in your mind, pretend I'm a human, and just have an interaction. If you see someone who's attractive and you're like at the bar, whatever, and there's like an opening there to walk up to them, go order your drink and just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" That, you know, but that, yeah, anything, I don't know.
Yeah. That's true. That's the natural flow, I think. And he just like he rejects social norms, the social rituals. He calls it gesture maxing, putting a woman on a pedestal, etc. But that's not how you win the game. I mean, that's how you end up like Whoremaxxer when you're 50 years old and you have no one. And there are even rumors of his mom potentially kicking him out, actually, or something
I
like
knew
that.
he lived with his mom. I knew it. That motherfucker lied. Oh, I knew it. I knew
What
that
did he
looked like a
say?
mommy's basement. I was like, you must have inherited the house or you're living, you know, that's not.
That's his mother's residence. His mother lives somewhere else,
That's kind of gynocentric to be dependent on a woman to take care of you, don't you
When
think?
he's 50, yes,
When you're
exactly.
literally 50?
Almost 50. I apologize. Yes,
So
almost 50.
crazy. Like
48 or 49.
I knew it. I was like heavily suspicious, but then he denied it. And I was like, oh, maybe he like got an inheritance or something. Because the fuck does he do?
No,
But like,
his mother's still alive.
okay, so he just streams for drug money, basically.
Kind of. What he does is he door dashes as for like the recently. So he had another part-time job, but in one of the streams he said that he lost his part-time job. I think it was a stream on Rumble. If any of you want to go, it's called the Pip. It said the Pip like the title was started with Pip. I don't know the whole title, but over there he talked about how he had to get hospitalized, how he watched someone die, how he's very pissed about that, and how he just lost his part-time job. Before that, he was working at Staples. And then before Staples, I think he worked construction, something like that. So he was just juggling through jobs in his 30s and 40s. He doesn't have a career, okay, and he doesn't have a lot of income. I mean, for years he's been telling his chat that he's broke. So. Unfortunately, that's not a good role model, and especially that's why like last year I started to really like get disillusioned because he doesn't have a career.
Yeah, it's like it is. It's like he's selling a lie, and it's as someone who's been led astray by like a false kind of like appealing lie that was like very nihilistic and self-destructive and hedonistic. I used to be very much about that too. And then it's like, fortunately, it survived until my brain finished developing. And I was like, there's more to life than just, doing drugs, thankfully. like, and this person chatter said the general nihilistic, he always dunks on rotters because he is a rotter. He is rotting in his mother's basement. Like,
well, he's a different kind of rotter. I mean,
he thinks
I don't think there's
like,
one type.
Yeah, I think his whole thing is like, I'm not a rotter because I like take a ton of drugs to get the courage to go to a club to act stupid and get kicked out.
Yes. Oh, I can also tell you about like the stupidity with the drugs. So he started taking steroids at the age of either 43 or 44. He's now 48 or 49. I don't know the exact age, so please forgive me for that. But he's been taking them for 45 years, and his physique is very underwhelming. Now, no one in his chat dares tell him that, but there was someone like a co-host who told him that he needs to lose his belly fat a little bit a couple of years ago, and he was actually ousted from the community just for telling him that he needs to lose fat a little bit.
Have you heard of the term bigorexia?
Bigger, like needing to get bigger and bigger.
Well, yeah, it's similar to anorexia. It's like an eating disorder, but it's like the more common, like it's kind of like a male flip version of like anorexia, but it's like it's a similar obsession and sensitivity and and like that kind of like just ejecting anyone. Like it's like calling an anorexic girl fat. Probably that's like that level of freak out.
Well, the thing is, he's not bulking.
Wait, Tyler, why? I didn't know Tyler was like such a fan of her. I had no idea.
Yeah,
he's totally fine. We love to push back. It's totally fine. Oh, good.
The thing is, he's not bulking because at first, so he constantly changes his ideas and his goals. Last year, the first half of last year, 2025, he was about like bulking. He said lean and ripped men are twinks. They are unmasculine. They're feminine. Like he said, he doesn't want to be lean. He just wants to be strong, and he wants to be manly. He wants to show a woman that he has this bare chest. I don't know if you heard of him saying a bare chest, but it was kind of funny.
hair patterns.
Like hair, like yeah, he was saying, I'm not gonna shave my chest. I'm going to be little like bulky, and I like it this way. I'm gonna be strong. And then looks maxing came in. If you remember, like the clavicular, and there's another guy called androgenic. He started looking into like looks maxing. He was like, no, at my age, at 48, I can't really like keep bulking. I can't like my health. I think for my age, I just gotta start cutting down now. So like for 6-7 months, he's been trying to cut down, and so far, I don't really see a lot of success, honestly. And he actually weighs less than me.
I mean, I've seen when I was like looking through the video. Sorry, I just took a hit of weed. So, yeah, he's had body fluctuations, and it appears he did have like a neck injury. And this is the skinniest picture I could find of him. But yeah, he's definitely
that's when it was MGTOW.
I mean, it's an obsession, and it's a dark world. Like barrel chests. He has a new channel, but I can only find him on Speakeasy's panel for now. Oh, you're talking about I think another. Tell dude to pop his top off. You want me to tell my guest to strip? Excuse me? Didn't he hurt his arm?
Yes, at a pec fly machine, which is really, really hard to do. Because they're nailed. So when you're moving the nails, you're also moving the angle and how far back it goes. And I don't know. I don't think the nail did break, or I think he was just reaching too far, like too far back, and then he just stretched too much, something like that. And then he was also lifting too heavy. And again, with the steroids, like muscles form first, and then the connective tissue, the tendons, and the joints get stronger later, and in a delayed manner. So he probably thought he was like very strong. He probably took like a pre-workout, and then he went really hard with the pec fly, really stretched his pecs, and probably that's why I think he said the bone was sticking out. So really gnarly thing happened. Yeah.
That's a crazy level to like injure yourself. Oh, he's vegan previously. And it's like as he gets older, he's done tons of drugs and partying.
Yes, with no results to his physique.
Like I'm 35. I fell recently and just broke my shoulder. Like that's just how it is. Like
yeah,
it sucks. But and yeah, I don't even necessarily. I think he can be entertaining. We were on okay terms at times. He'd call in and we'd have our like back and forth. But like he really hates me. And I don't know why even that.
I think he started hating you after you visited Grace and Ben, and he would comment on, I remember vividly this one image of you sitting on the ground listening to Ben giving sermon or something with a Bible.
I actually know exactly.
And he would make like a really funny commentary of that, but I think that's when he truly started like labeling you as a rotter, like total like can't be saved, because in his mind there are only two kind of people, like the people that he can save and the people that he can't save.
Does he have can he present anyone that he's saved, any lives he's improved?
He claims that he saved me from suicide in one stream.
Wow.
which is totally incorrect. I mean, I never like really DM'd him or like sent him an email talking to him like he's my therapist or something. Like that never happened. Did I have problems? Like I had a really bad financial trouble this past October and November. I started getting like more depressed by then, and that kind of bled into my posts on the Telegram group that we had and the chat. And then that's also where he started to like really hate me too, because like he was saying, oh, like you're too depressed, that's incel.
What the fuck is he? He's hopped up on drugs. That's the only time he can function. Then goes dark for weeks if he doesn't have it. Like, lives with his mother. Can't sustain his own life as a man in this world. But he has the audacity to call me a rotter when I have a job, when I have a channel that I'm very active on that doesn't get deleted every 2 seconds because I can manage not to flash my fucking pussy. Like, it's just.
How long have you been working there? I mean, you've been working there for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been there for, it's coming up on like about, I don't know, like a year and a half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love my job. I'm very fortunate. I've never been treated better. It pays decent for like a bookstore job. I work with my friends. Like, I don't know. I'm truly, it feels like too lucky and too good to be true. Plus, when it's slow, I can read and like enrich my mind, and
Well,
even
I'm
like
happy
edit
for you.
stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a really chill job.
Yeah. I do quite like it. Tyler, sorry. I'm so easy to like just bait into anything. I will always bite. I will always bite. Tyler.
Betrayed him. Well, we can.
Well, all right. Also, we didn't even get through. I do want to move through some of the videos and stuff that you sent me because
we'll see who betrayed who. But yeah, in this video, basically, I mean, you don't have to play all of it, but like in this video, basically, it was just I wanted to include it because right after he talked about me in this manner, I texted him and I said, hey, you've been going, I didn't say it that way, but like, hey, you've been calling me, I'm just kind of like it's not exactly what I said, but what is it called? Paraphrasing? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm just paraphrasing. I said, hey, you've been calling me this and that, a loser, someone with incel mindset, tongue-tied, afraid of women, etc. Just bunch of stuff.
Him. He's terrible.
I don't appreciate. I'm upset. And is this truly what you think of me? I told him, and then we can check his response if you want. So, and then we'll see who betrayed who.
Is it the
falling out, like the screenshots? So the first screenshot, and I was really accommodating, really polite, because I know he gets angry really fast.
He's like a baby. He gets everyone has to handle him with like kid gloves. So it's funny he talks all this shit like he's tough or like, oh, you're afraid of women. That's you, dude. Like, you need to be out of your mind on drugs to even be near a female, and then you just blow it and sabotage it. Like,
I just told him, like, the only thing I told him was that, like, obviously approaching a stranger in public is challenging for me. But when it comes to, like, talking to opposite sex at the workplace or in a classroom, because I go to community college, like, it's not a challenge for me because it's a controlled environment. Everyone knows each other, so it's more social, like it's easy. But of course, approaching strangers, and I think a lot of people struggle with this, but he kind of like just really focused in on me, zeroed in on me. And it just made me feel like a certain way. I kept tolerating it. People told me, we're surprised you were tolerating it this far. So
yeah, well, things can be, you could be like a frog in boiling water where you let something slide. I know what that's like, and then someone's like, oh, it's out of nowhere, like, and it's like, oh, it's been a build up. All right, let me just, I'm a little tech dumb, but is it the hi, can I ask why you have a low opinion?
Yeah, that's the first screenshot. I mean, you don't have to read all of it, but you can just, I don't know.
Yeah, let me just pull it up. I'm just
put it on the screen or whatever.
Like ridiculous.
Because people, I did get Telegram messages from random people. Like, they just searched my name, found me. They were saying, "Oh, hey, Whoremaxxer is talking shit about you. Is it true? Did you betray him?" Shit like that. And so this is what happened. I mean, I just asked him a question right there. I don't want to, I didn't want to be humiliated because I like the community. You
Mhm.
know, we hung out with the other guys. We, you know, shared our, you know, our ideas together, and uh, so I just kind of told him to stop there.
Yeah.
And it was like I never, you know, he never apologized. I mean, I don't know if you want to read the what he said there, or anyone can just pause
You
this and
are
read
asking me
it,
like a
honestly.
fairly reasonable question, which was your first mistake. 'Cause he doesn't seem like someone who can handle feedback on any level, really, let alone
Yeah,
anything. Like he's one who needs to be affirmed in whatever his mood is, whatever he wants, like
yeah,
a baby, you know. But I get what it's like when it's not just a streamer, there's a community around them and it becomes like a hobby, a culture. I totally get being like sucked into that. So it becomes a little higher stakes than just like, oh, you know, not gonna associate. And his
yeah,
response was, I never implied that, talked about the video you're watching. If you're promoted by that, I can't do anything about it. If you're upset, that is on you and not me. I think a lot of men are having problems talking to women, and having to watch our videos of having to question to ask them would imply that you're having problems. Wish you the best. I can't get upset over people's opinions that are out of line. Good luck to you.
out of line. Like he called me out of line. When I approached him like a man, I didn't text him on a Telegram group. I texted him directly, so that, you know, this is totally private, whatever. And this is what he says is out of line. You guys tell me if this is out of line. I was extremely accommodating.
Yeah, and also his first reactions are, first off, I didn't do it. But if I did do it, it's not my problem. If
Yeah,
I did
it's
do
my
it,
problem.
like it's just the like
Yeah,
just regurgitating, like just blaming you for you know, his own bad behavior, basically.
yeah. And then I
And you
say,
seem very reasonable here, in my opinion. Like you're asking for clarity as someone who works with him and has like an ongoing relationship and is invested.
yeah, I didn't even think, like, after sending this message, I didn't even think we would fall out. I just thought like, oh hey, maybe we're gonna talk, you know, we're gonna make clear things out, clear the air. We're gonna maybe, you know, reach a conclusion through this. Like, I just wanted to problem solve.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to have a falling out in the first place when I texted him. But
So, and then he says, nope, never said that. And to even consider that you should really rethink your position. And your position is having any feedback for him that isn't just like praising him, basically. And then he says, sorry you feel that way, which is another go-to, like, you know, just manipulative, like, I'm
yeah,
taking zero accountability. It didn't happen. If it did, it's not my fault. You actually suck. Like, that's what
yeah,
he's doing right now. Sorry you feel that way. I have a low opinion of you because that would not be true. I have a lot of problems going on in my life and I don't need more shit on stream. If you felt that way, sorry you feel that way. I feel that if you need those type of videos, that you're going to get caught in your head and they will make it even more difficult for you down the line. But I don't even know. That's
he said,
I
take
don't
it any
know.
way, any which way you want it. I can't help everybody in this world. He said, I can't help everybody in this world. Can you, like, just like his goodbye to me is, I can't help everybody.
What the heck?
Like, to actually think that he was helping me in the first place.
He probably thinks he's like a savior and like
Yeah,
that's another like go-to like cope identity for like people who have
yeah.
like severe whatever issues.
Someone
Is
is
just
saying
like
that your
I'm not
cam is,
successful because I'm a brave truth teller. That's why I'm not successful.
yeah,
I'm actually the only person with integrity, and that's why they just can't handle the truth. Like that's
yeah. He's a narcissist, and you know,
yeah.
this is not the first time in my life where I kind of get attracted to a narcissist.
You're like me. I do the
So
same.
I always get, because you know, I do like people that project power, project confidence, whatever. But here, like, I no offense to you there, but I also say, like, I've
I
not grown
know. I got the. I see
braces or rupees, or
that.
like, I said no offense, but back then, like, that's what we thought you guys were. That's what, like, that's how he framed it, and you know, that's how we saw you guys as. I mean,
Why?
we,
I
you
never
know,
did anything to him. I have no idea why he had these extreme feelings We met
but
up. Me and
yeah,
Abel were
I
happy
just said
with
like
it.
I just said that like just don't mention my name in your streams.
Mhm.
Don't talk about me, like because he was not answering to anything I was saying, so he was keep giving me like those double check marks like the scene whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, it seems like we're no longer associated. Sure, but at least I appreciate you for helping me with the testosterone replacement therapy, and thanks to you, like I got the inspiration to start lifting.
Mhm.
So I'm grateful for that. And he calls me ungrateful. I did tell him that I was grateful for that, but I said I would not go against him. I will not work against him. So
Mhm.
people are gonna probably like ask me, "Hey, why are you here now?" Well, it's because he talked crap about me right after this, like several times. He
Mhm.
mentioned my name, uh, and I just couldn't do it any longer. I just couldn't keep myself out of this any longer because people were constantly messaging my Telegram. Uh, I just had enough.
So you just wanted to disappear from the whole.
Disappear, yes.
Yeah.
And if he allowed me, but he would just never stop talking about me.
Yeah, that's annoying. And it's like at that point, it does kind of become like fair game. And also, I don't know why. It's one thing to dislike me, still not even sure exactly why, but like he has the thing like if you're nice to Ruby, I dislike you. It's like that
Oh yeah.
extreme. When I was like fairly positive during our interaction, and even like I don't know, I thought it was I don't really know why he went crazy after that.
Yeah. Let
Me
me
and
be
Ava were
honest.
like, what? And then ever since it's been Rudy and Ava. Like just
Yeah, he couples you two together as well. And let me be honest, like that's what he does. He finds these communities like Grace, you, some other people that I can't name right, like I don't remember right now. And then he just like labels you all as losers
Mhm.
and that he's better. His community is better. At least we're trying to improve. At least we're trying to do something. And these people are just like the people that are watching them are all rotters, and they're human excrement. They're non-entities.
Do you
But so
think it's almost like a little
humanizes
cry?
people constantly. The subhuman. He called me ugly. He said, like mentioned my name. He said that my personality is dog shit. He said I have negative charm, negative charisma, everything like that.
That's
So it was just
that's
I
how
was just
people feel
listening to
about
that
everybody.
while I was at the gym, by the way. So
Yeah. It's almost like an us versus them mentality. Like you were saying on our call
yes,
earlier, very black and white, which is that's a common thing for people who have like a cluster B personality. Oh, is this the Maxer?
yes, that's him.
Oh, okay. I can't tell because Maxer, you keep whipping your dick out, so it's kind of hard to keep up with your channel names. No offense, but
Watch
yeah,
him
Maxer,
make
you
a
feel like
stream
typing
about me
out.
tonight.
What did I ever fucking do to you, bud? To the point where it's like radioactive to interact with me. You're like,
You associated with the Thorpes, and
fair enough.
you do some drama stuff.
The fuck does he do?
He just rants. That's what he
Just
does.
does negative rants about other people. Like at least I'm doing somewhat structured content and editing and different topics and trying to elevate my content. Meanwhile, he's been in mommy's basement with the rainbow lights going, living in a fantasy land for how fucking long?
Yeah.
You're a subhuman, you're a top 5. Dude, I can just say objectively, I know for a fact that this man has 1,000 times more likely a chance of procreating and having a happy life. Not a life of being miserable
I
and like
appreciate that.
but secretly believing that like I'm the reason I live in my mommy's basement and need to take a ton of drugs to talk to women. The reason is because I'm actually too good and everyone else is a rotter, even though I'm literally rotting in my mom's basement.
Yeah.
Be coherent, dog. Be coherent. Who's talking about who? Yeah, we're talking about you. Welcome to the episode. It's not like you haven't been running your fucking mouth about me nonstop since the moment we met, which went fine. And then you spurged out because you're undiagnosed something, buddy. That's why you're a non-functioning person, projecting all your hate onto everyone else, trying to turn, oh, look, there's a vulnerable young man. Let me turn him towards Satan.
Something like that.
Yeah.
There's actually a record of him, I think, somewhere. People were saying that he was admitted to psych ward before.
I believe that. I fully believe that. I mean, yeah, he's out of his mind, non-functioning, and the whole like needing a ton of like whatever to go out. That's why it's such like obvious projection. He's terrified of women. We see his videos out and about. Has there ever been a positive female interaction?
No. Maybe with the Crystal Sparks, which he was fortunate to, like, he was just lucky there. That was the only like quality porn that he had. And the second porn that he made was with a prostitute, which he did not really release because the production quality was horrible. Like there was no angle, nothing could be seen. So
yeah, I don't get his whole like adult aspirations or whatever. And also, no, he's not literally a Satanist as far as I know, but he is very critical of the concept of God and is incredibly aggressive because I converted to believing in God.
Well, that's your choice. I mean, I personally don't, but you know, I'm not going to. He's always like, his thing is like, you have to follow my rules to the T. You know, he always like, he wants his audience to completely subscribe to everything he believes in, everything that he does. And if they don't, they're all losers because he knows the only way. He doesn't. That's why he's at this situation at the age of 49. What is he saying now?
So he says, shut
he
the
can't
hell
listen
up.
to this any longer. You see?
Shut the hell up, you stupid writer. You Rudy and Ava.
Yeah. And he's
Rudy
called
and
me
Ava.
the
Now,
chop.
those are some real writers. I see that she's a lesbian trash bag on. Doesn't even stay out at Chico Bonitas.
Yeah, thank you for the content.
Yeah, thank you for the content. And thank you for participating in chat. That's great. I'm glad you're here. We were hoping that you'd be here. I would have reached out, but you're so obscure. It's kind of just hard to find you. You know, I'll like search something. It just takes a while. So, but I'm glad you found your way. Someone messaged it to you or whatever.
Do I have anything positive to say about Whoremaxxer? He can be funny at times.
Absolutely. I thought what I thought could happen out of our, you know, whatever minimal level of collaboration was like, all right, we're both these kind of like fringe, wacky people. You know, I used to be an OnlyFans model, also was very militant. Like I was, or not saying you're militant, but I was personally militant atheist. And I used to like do like debates around that. And, you know, gradually my feelings changed.
People change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I forgot. I feel like I was leading that into something. I just forgot what it was because I've been smoking weed. But yeah, everyone can see the rat you are. All we can see is that you are
video. How about you play the videos of him talking about me after I told him not to?
Yeah, let's see what you
direct message. Which one was this? If we can check the drive. Oh, it's the video called Whoremaxxer talking about me.
Got it. Let me just stop this screen.
Yeah, I told you not to talk about me. I told you.
This is his tip for tat, and it's like
he's saying I'm
obsessed.
Yeah, he's saying I'm obsessed. I'm not obsessed with you. I'm just defending myself because I have the right to defend myself.
Here we go.
Though it is quite long, honestly. We don't have to finish all of it.
Incel logic, incel nature, and men that are overly emotional and take everything to everything to them. I don't want to deal with you. Okay, I don't want to deal with your type of stupidity. I don't need to top and concern myself with everything that I say with you being upset in a fucking chat or whatever. I'm not going to concern myself with it. Good luck to you. I want nothing to do with you. Do not come on the channel. You know, you're full of shit. What I've given you in information and time is well beyond over the 4 years, any type of monetarily or any type.
All right. I'm sorry.
Do you know how much I donated to him?
Whoremaxxer, if this is all so lucrative for him, why aren't you really able to turn a buck and even be like a functioning adult out in the world with an apartment and not leeching off a woman, which is very gynocentric? I'm just curious. Just a question.
Do you know how much I donated to him over the years? 1361.
Wow.
That's a lot of support. Saying that it's worth more than that.
Also,
like,
when you're a mod, you're basically like also working, like you're putting in a labor, like
yeah.
You know, just moderating in itself is it's a help and a contribution. And
yeah, I even have receipts of all the transcripts from Cash App and PayPal.
Yeah.
1361.
I want you to look at this guy and tell me this is not a complete incel. I agree. This man in the center of the screen that we're looking at, you, is a complete incel, and you're projecting out all of your rage onto anyone else, including teenage boys who are just trying to find some advice dating. You know, you try to make it into some weird, like, us versus them riders. Please tell me what the fuck I ever did to you except meet you in Vegas and have a nice time and buy you dinner. Did I not? So,
why
like,
would you even want to have a dinner with him anyway?
Well, because he was beefing. We had been loosely beefing, and I had fallen out with the Thorpes, and we were all kind of like morbidly curious to see like what he was like in real life, if he's really like this. So we decided to meet in a public place, and we can watch that clip after this.
Yeah,
but
we can see it.
God, it's just so much
type of interaction that I've gotten for my part. So that really ticked me off. So that part is done. But what I want to get into, a certain way to be out there. I have a terrible thing about and like I said, because I say the term incel is not derogatory, I think I have a way of attracting certain type dorks and rotters to the channel that
he's talking about
are not
me,
productive people. And
yeah,
what I want to get through is
so
to the men that would like.
You gave him some feedback about how you were feeling and tried to resolve that. So now all of a sudden, you're outside of his little aspiring failed cult. You're the other. You're a rotter, just like Rudy and Ava.
Yeah.
And the Thorpes, even though I feel like we're a very different species of human being at the end of the day. But
yeah, he first refused to, like, he didn't name me at first. He was just talking, like, he was just saying like, oh, just this specific person from Telegram, you know, because he was honoring like the agreement, I guess, that he would not mention my name. What really like pissed me off was when I saw like on Bash, I told you about Bash, right? One of the other co-hosts that you.
Oh,
like,
yes. You mentioned it earlier in that.
So on his channel, I saw that he figured out that Whoremaxxer was talking about me, even though I told him not to mention me. And that's when I really got pissed off, because I was like, yeah, even these people are figuring out. Like, he said everything about me except my name. So why would I not defend myself now?
Yeah, that's kind of like taking it like right up. It's me as well.
Yeah,
we can read it.
And then he did mention my name later anyway. So because someone asked him in the chat, people were wondering, where's those antis?
Hey, Whoremaxxer, where's your content? Oh, wait, it's all deleted because you literally are so antisocial. You keep whipping your cock out on an all ages platform like a fucking idiot. Kind of blocks out. And what's your Oh, look at all the effort. Yeah, I've got a spinny light too. Content.
I gave you your content, Whoremaxxer. I helped you make content. I stayed up till 3 a.m. just to help you find live streams, videos to talk about. Otherwise, you would have ended your streams prematurely.
Mm.
I did it for many months, especially during fall.
Yeah,
Like
and that's not
those
something to be undervalued. That's
3
like
months.
a huge part of like preparation for things is organizing videos and clips and topics.
He doesn't do that. No, he doesn't do that. No,
Yeah, that's the
he
easiest gig in the world. You
boots
just
it up.
sit down. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell us
yeah.
about content, Whoremaxxer. You sit your ass down, you take a bunch of roids and get drunk, and then you whip your dick out
Yeah.
on YouTube.
He's low effort.
I did not say PDF file, but I did say that I saw the video of him hitting on a 16-year-old on an Omegle even after she said that. But
See,
people
someone can also vouch for
deduce
me.
what they want from that. I don't know if it's you know, I mean, technically an ebophile, but yeah, he's the
Yeah, what
fucking
he did there
creeper.
was
He's a
really,
creep rotting in his fucking basement doing drugs.
yeah. That is the reality.
That's the reality, and that's why he's so angry. You know, sucks. He should probably try to get his life together before his mom kills over. Because then what the fuck is he gonna do?
Well, as far as I know, he doesn't go and have Thanksgiving or New Year's with his family because I know he has siblings. He has nephews or nieces. He doesn't have strong connections with them.
Oh,
So it seems like he's the black sheep of the family.
that would
And
make sense.
only
This
the mommy
doesn't-
cares
yeah.
about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like someone who has a lot of social relationships or social skills or experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Maxer, doing one stream talking about you doesn't necessarily mean obsessed. And don't, I mean, you can listen
You're
to
obs-
chat
I mean,
or whatever,
he's
where you
obsessed
can
about
rewind and
me.
find out for yourself.
If you roll the video, he talks about me like the entire time in that video.
To change.
So who's obsessed with who?
In a great physique. See, if you're a tongue-tied dweeb dork and you can't talk to women and you're afraid of women,
He's talking about himself, by the way.
you're done. Okay, I'm gonna tell that to you again.
Where's
If you
your wife,
cannot
Maxer?
talk
Where's
or
your
socialize
relationship,
or be in a
Maxer?
social setting,
It's so over for me. I'm done.
okay, or if you can't find the
He's
correct,
talking about
pharmaceuticals
himself.
to
He's
take
the one
in,
who's aging out. You're
is a
a
very good
young
drug,
buck
very
ready to
safe
take
drug
on the
for
world.
social anxiety that people take, relatively safe, benign profile in terms of side effects. So that's exactly what I would like to encounter. Now I like the emotional incels. If you're one of these people that hate themselves constantly,
That's
you're
another
not
thing.
gonna make
Yeah,
it.
I can talk
And I'm
about
gonna
it
tell
too.
it to you right now. You're just not.
Yeah.
So yeah, he mentions self-hatred a few times in this video. It's basically, I did talk about my own experience with self-hatred on the Telegram. I wish I didn't, I wish, because I thought it was like a place where I was posting there daily. I thought it was a place where it was like kind of safe or whatever. And I didn't think Whoremaxxer would react like this, but I mean, yeah, throughout my life, I did feel self-hatred a lot over regrets, mistakes, and stuff like that. Especially when I had the financial trouble and had no transportation this last fall. That's when I was having those episodes quite a lot. I wasn't expecting any, emotional support from this guy, but at least, it just seems like he hated me even more after.
Yeah, it seems like an absurd reaction. And I
Yeah,
just dropped the link to see if, maybe he has to go take a break, have a couple drinks, roid up if he wants that so he can feel confident to, have an interaction. I will never interact with you people. What do you were
I don't want to interact
interacting-
with you anymore either.
you were interacting here in the chat. Like you're like crying in the chat, freaking out.
Oh, he's calling me a stalker now.
Well, now with this person saying they're a PDF file, I don't know if he's ever taken it IRL, but he certainly acted sus online for sure. No, it's because of stalkers like this guy. Dude, So wait, so is talking about someone else's stalking, having an opinion that hurts your fifis, is that against the law, Maxer? So you're maybe you could come up and say it with your words. But I'm not gonna say he's entirely not content because he's funny, but he's more of a lol cow. He's funny in certain settings, and like the broad perception from people I know is that he is like a lol cow / horror cow.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, like a typical narcissist. He lives in a fantasy world that his mom enables, and then he resents that he's reliant on his mother. So he rages about gynocentrism all day. And anyone who criticizes him, he can just block out or call them a marauder. All this now he's back in his safe basement when no one
The in group versus the out group.
Yeah, it's entirely.
Right. I would never go to any other panel. I'm just here, like, I was thinking one time only, just to defend myself. Be careful with my allegations.
What? That can go both. What the fuck do you think? Like, we're just having a conversation, dude. Chill. Like, oh my god.
What are my allegations?
I mean, I guess you can push back against the video evidence that exists with the Omegle thing. That triggers him a lot. Because that's like something that's a little harder, I guess, for him to lie about. But I mean, it's pretty obvious he's someone who's has major issues, and I don't think I'm better or worse than anyone. We're all children of God at the end of the day, or we're all human. And I even outside of anything religious, I do believe in treating people with basic human respect. Whoremaxxer doesn't do that. He doesn't seem to play by any social rules, which is probably why he's reliant on living with his mother.
Yeah.
He can play the social rule of, leaving the nest at like 18, 20, 30, 40, now 50. Really, dude?
Yeah, that's how I actually related to him, was like, I was also struggling with social norms and the rituals, the expectations, and it seemed like he also was. So I saw like myself as like him as the future of myself. I would be like,
glad you see better things now, because that's
I was like, I'm probably gonna be like this guy. I'm gonna be lonely like him, and I'm gonna be also bitter about life. And that's why I'm just being very honest here, and that's why I defended him on online discussions. He calls me a stalker now, but when he had the actual stalkers, I'm not a stalker. We had the stalkers, I defended him against them.
See, he wants to include you with people who are actually bad actors. That's annoying when people do that. Like, because I just had to get a restraining order on someone who was taking things to that level, showing up at my house and job, etc. So it's like, that is a real thing, and I do believe he's experienced that. Me and him talked about that during the dinner I bought him that I don't know why he's so upset about. But yeah, to include you is that just as someone who works with him closely, has observations. Whoremaxxer, why can't it just be like statement? Okay, well, you can respond. Then he can respond. Why is it like, fuck you, die? Like, bro, you're how old?
Look here,
Can
he's
I
saying
speak
that I'm
to your mother? Can I talk to who's running this show? Because like, holy shit. Holy shit.
He's saying that he's being sarcastic here, saying I'm stud, can't keep the woman off of him. So he's just trying to be sarcastic there. How about your younger self?
Come on, dude. It's not about, see, the thing is, and this is something that Whoremaxxer doesn't realize, is that it's not like a cope or like a lie that like you can have a happy life with like one partner and just have a normal life, or like, however you want to do it. Like, there's so much more in the world than just like getting fucked up and trying to get your dick wet and failing for years.
Definitely. I mean, my brother has a son now. He is 1 year old, and You know, they're a happy little family. So I think people, there have to be like family man. Like people always, like he's saying that every man should try to strive to be like a player or go to swing clubs, bars. But there should also be family man as well. I'm not going to be a family man personally, but I'm not going to go and, you know, try to shame other men for wanting to raise families. You know,
Yeah.
it's all lifestyle choice. You know, you want to choose that lifestyle. That's also okay with me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he becomes so hostile. It's like, you're mentally depressed. Maxer, everything about you, like, you are known as a horror cow. That's how I know you. Like, I know you
Well,
through the Thorpes, who are also horror cows. You're of that genre. I know you hate in them what you see in yourself, but like, brah. Like, hey, why don't you come up and talking about getting Grace to lick her panties while she was crying and doing weird BDSM sessions with a teenage girl who's obviously troubled and her mother and father? Didn't give you pause? Like, I'm sorry, dude. Some of it. And it's like, I don't even really necessarily want to be like full on hater. Like I said, there is that entertainment value at points, but that's not a stream I can watch. I can watch him. I think he shines as like a panelist in interactions, having that back and forth, but him on his
just for
own.
like 10, 15 minutes. And then the conversation
it's-
gets derailed too much. And then he always talks about the same thing. Like whenever I sent him to any live streams, it was just about like sex, nightclubs, swing clubs, hormones,
Mhm.
and how marriage is horrible. Basically.
So strange. Very strange.
Just the
His
same
character is an interesting
conversations
place.
every
That
single
is
night.
true. I mean, I appreciate him as like a character, but it is, you know, you don't want to see people led down a path that's ultimately going to lead to unhappiness. And it's like, if he just like lived that lifestyle but wasn't as judgmental to everyone else, I think people would be more sympathetic. But it's that high and mighty attitude combined with being
Yeah,
an absolute
narcissism,
degenerate online for many years. Like,
But not only that, like his problem is that he also hates men. Like you think he's just like misogynistic, but
actually, I
I
have
don't
a
know.
job unlike you, and I make money on my channel unlike you. So that's two sources of income. But thanks for bringing up the brother. That's always key now.
I pay my own. Well, you pay your rent to your mother.
I'm sure,
How much
buddy.
is that? $400?
What did she ask you for? A couple gumballs?
$300? $500? I mean,
This woman's obsessed with me, bro. No one in my chat, like a lot of these people didn't even know who you were because this hasn't really come up in a while. You know, like I don't know when the
he
last time
probably
we
thinks you love him now.
was. Yeah, that's what a lot of narcissists
Yeah.
think. They think that like any kind of attention at them, it's secretly like envy, admiration. They have
Yeah.
to believe that because they can't just be solid enough in themselves to just be like take, you know, some criticism, which I'm not saying I'm perfect at that or like whatever, but I do seem to be able to function better in the world and have a much more successful life than Whoremaxxer. And I'm with junkies. That's brutal. Brutal.
Yeah. You just lost your part-time job, Whoremaxxer. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what happened
Tell
at
us about your
Staples?
financial plans. Tell us about your business plans.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, what's your plan for retirement? How's the health insurance? How's your physical health? How's your debilitating anxiety that you use substance to cope with?
By the way, excuse me, I'll be having a quick bar.
No, go for it. Go
Protein
for it.
bar.
I've got some snacks. I've been saving my last of a Diet Coke until I can go get some more. But Jonathan Maxer, I don't know why I just said his full name, but this woman has been put in psychiatric units, has been arrested multiple times for mental illness. I mean, well, first off, I have no criminal record whatsoever. And I have been 5150'd because I went psychotic during fentanyl withdrawal. And but yeah, I haven't struggled to maintain employment, housing, relationships, a channel that doesn't get deleted every few seconds.
You're doing
So
much
on
better
and
than
so
him.
forth. Like somehow my fucked up life is like 8,000 notches above yours, and that's
Nothing adds up about you, Whoremaxxer. You're
yeah.
losing jobs constantly. What happened to your job at Staples? How are you even affording the steroids? How are you affording your rent? You're door dashing in your old car?
See, this is the projection. He lives at home with mommy. You live at home with mommy, and you're 50, and you have no
Well,
prospects
this
for
is
any life that
mom's
isn't death
residence.
and despair. Like,
I don't just go to community college. I also work.
yeah, he works and is working towards a future. The fuck? Like, oh my, it's just.
I'm trying to get
mental.
my associates for supply chain management.
Yeah, and it's entirely reasonable for someone to live at home while they're also going to school. The difference is they're moving towards something and not just moving in a downward spiral that gets worse.
You want to see
and
my
worse and worse.
transcript? Whoremaxxer, you want to see my transcript? I can show you my transcript. I mean, he probably thinks I'm doing horrible on my classes too. You know, called me every name under the sun.
Whoa, buddy. Ever been on the Howard Stern show? No, I don't think he's ever found any mainstream success because he's so hostile and antisocial and just isn't able to maintain relationships, it seems.
Also,
you have someone understanding and kind like this, like Pierre, and he stomped all over that,
Also involving himself with the Thorpes, honestly, in that negative light, really did affect him as well.
Yeah,
in terms of moving up in the world.
Yeah, and they also have a lot of insane people who follow them. I got doxxed and had all kinds of shit from their followers and them themselves. They're actually the people I got the restraining order on. It's evident that Pierre, blah, Jonathan, we're all just reading this as it's evident. Replace Pierre with I.
Tell me your reasons why.
He's too scared to even hit.
I'm not a virgin.
He can't hit the link because he didn't get fucked up enough first. And oh my god, Tyler, this sucks that you're here every second of the whole thing. God damn, what do you?
I guess.
Sorry, I'm not I don't know what the fuck, dude. Haters. Do you want to keep going with this video and any of the other things that you want me to pull up?
Well, I think we get the idea there, but can you go to the folder that says my sources of information?
Yes, let me just have to share the screen real quick. To share the whole window or entire screen. There we go. All right, let me get out of here. So download it. There's probably a better way to do this, but oops, docs, whatever. Nobody cares. Already know. So those were those screenshots. Download sources of information.
Yeah.
So
he was saying that he gave me all the steroids and peptide advice, that he was my #1 source. But here's my actual source. I have my own GPT that I uploaded 23 ebooks to, and here's the whole list of all the books that I, pull from, all the information that I pull from my own personal research. That's part one. So he's saying that he gave me all the advice. That's part two. That's all the books that ChatGPT uses for me. It's a personalized custom GPT. And then all those other screenshots are just the channels. If you don't want, you can not show, but all the channels, all the Instagram pages, people that I'm following. To get information on how to be safe while doing this, how to do it responsibly, how to dosing protocol, stuff like that, how to control the hormones, estrogen, obviously, because it goes up as you inject exogenous testosterone.
You can develop hormones. I became very obsessed with like trans issues,
Yeah.
possibly related to my ex-fiance coming out as a trans woman. Who knows if it's related? But through learning and being obsessed with that, I learned a lot about the impacts of like hormones and like
Yes.
with
Yeah.
the huge like it affects everything. It's very serious. It can be life-saving to get these resources, but it is serious. Like, and there's very serious risks.
Yeah. If anyone wants to ever start TRT, it's a really serious decision, like you said.
Exactly.
And every single night you were there sending money monthly. Well, yes, I was sending money for the entity, just like Monty was. Just like
Everyone
many other
has like a
people.
breaking point where they're cool with someone up until a point, and then it's usually once they take off the rose-colored glasses that they're like, looking back and like reflecting on it. It's like, this isn't really adding up, and you had time to reflect on that. And once again, another comment where instead of Pierre, or well, it wouldn't necessarily follow, but like this is another message. He's talking about himself. Why don't you get married, dude? What? Oh, you're talking to a guy who's 30 years ahead of like he's starting his life. You're ending your life. You're in the end stages of like, oh shit, I need to figure something out or I'm like fucked. It's like, what's the plan if you're older, if you're that age, your parents aren't gonna be around forever to wipe your ass. And
I wouldn't be worried about
like it is gynocentric to need your mom to pay your bills and house you and feed you.
Yeah.
And like coming at a young guy for living with family as he works and goes to school. I mean, you can't hold down a job at Staples. Fuck off.
I can tell him right away. Yeah. I sometimes do stay with my mom, but during the weekdays, I do also stay with my father because they're separated. Where my father stays, it's closer to the community college.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So yeah.
Southwest. So I did drop the link for him, and I think maybe he's getting a shot or something to make him feel like he can interact with the woman. I know he is very afraid of women, while also being very gynocentric and living off of women and being obsessed with women. It's interesting.
Okay,
and we'd love to hear
go
your
call
thoughts,
my community
Master.
college. Go call my community college. I
Dude,
did not dox you.
How fucking dare, dude, Max?
I did not even dox
saying
you.
that. Fuck you.
I
There's no
just
no
shared
talk about
our
going
text.
and
That's it.
like
Because people had to know.
that's just really highlights the kind of person we're dealing with. You're saying things I don't like. Therefore, I'm going to try to ruin your life so you're as miserable as me.
Oh, you can go ahead and try to call my college.
It's just the
I doubt it can
audacity
do
of
much.
like him talking about people gang stalking him and like going IRL on him when that's the first thing he thinks to do to fuck with you is to try to
Yeah.
get your schooling not paid for. Is that appropriate to like a normal reaction to a situation? Like, what the fuck?
People can Google him. Like he's gonna talk shit about me. He's someone who, just like you said, talk to children on Omegle and is misogynist and many other things. So
He's on here trying to run his life on here. LOL seems fair. I don't know. Oh, you mean? Do
oh,
you think
I'm
we're
trying to ruin
his life by
Whoremaxxer's
talking
life.
about him? A public figure who talks shit about me all the time. No, it's been nothing but nice to him. Like,
Yeah,
fuck off.
I'm trying to ruin.
And I'm so
his life
radioactive
without ruining.
from one interaction that like it's just known that like interaction with me is no. Then you're not. Then you're a rotter by association. Even though I haven't associated with like people like the Thorpes ever since I found out that they weren't like trolling and were actually like that by meeting up with them a few times. Holy shit. Stalkerish Maxer. Well, yeah, I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to cover. I wanted to show the video of us meeting when I met him to just kind of.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen that live actually.
Yeah, so this is in like, yeah, like I think winter of 24, so like about a year and a half ago, and it's not the best quality.
We are. Oh my god.
So I was positive. I was nice.
Don't worry, I'm sure extra excited for
You were excited, huh?
I just wanted to show off the twinning.
Because we didn't think you would show up.
So there is a movie
quickly.
that was
Skinny for Vegas. You're coming right away. You can hop on this one. You can clip anything.
The crouton.
Of course, yeah.
okay. Well, this would be
What's up, JTO?
good evening, Ava.
Good evening.
Wait, he didn't. The whole point is he didn't do
Whoa! Already
Sure.
the Oscar immediately.
Okay, so at this point, when he meets Ava, so we're kind of being like good cop, bad cop. I'm the good cop. Ava is a little more straightforward, and he instantly looks her up and down, and then puts his phone under her skirt, and she swatted it out of the way, and then he like almost took. We got like a scuffle. I mean, we'll play it. You can see it was bizarre.
And you continue the collab.
Well, through dinner, and then it failed. But yeah, I guess our
How were you not
expectations were so low, that we really were
That's
just
crazy.
surprised he showed up. But
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, actually.
it is. Well, he didn't get it to happen. He like reached that way, and then she swatted it, But there's better angles on Ava's stream, but she's doesn't want content of them together up because he's actually radioactive online as a person, and insofar as his reputation is not
Already the Oscar immediately.
Bad. Did you get him kneeling down?
Dude, he just knelt down.
Yeah.
He was kneeling down because he was like, "You're a goddess, and I must kneel."
Also, I'm very
You want to call me a
contacts.
Yeah, I think that you are.
Huh?
I think that you are. We'll both go on.
What's happening?
So we were also gonna fight was part of it. We were like,
I know.
Oh, it was already prearranged?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, that not like we were talking about having like a fight where it's be us against them. Like,
As long as we both can.
Joking.
You're gonna get hurt. I don't think you want to get hurt with that.
You're gonna get hurt.
You're saying you would hurt her? Well, she said she wants me to punch her.
Wait, whoa. Honestly, that was your idea. First off, the boxing match came out of your mind. Yeah, it did.
No.
I feel like this is honestly what gets you off.
No.
I think it is. I think that's what lured you in.
I'm gonna
Is
shut
that
mine
we
down
called you
because
a
I don't want to
punani.
be holding.
A punani.
You're gonna be splitting the viewership. Now, why are you so rude?
Not rude. You were spurging out in
No,
chat.
not
Over
at all.
nothing.
I told
You
her
were a little
the day I'm coming.
You were
I told her
spurging.
when I have time and when I don't.
You said you should have a chat with 30 minutes. Yeah, we had just uncovered you. We were like, yeah. And because you're a celebrity, right? We did it. Yes. We're here. And then, but then we were still freaking out. We were like, why?
Well, where am I going? Where's my brother?
That's process right there, huh?
Yeah.
He was promised this one because I don't want to be like four dorks.
He was promised to be wine and dine, guys. They look cool with the camera guy. I had to take over after a couple
Oh,
Bud
God,
Light.
all
How
that.
you go?
He also
Dining and dining here.
Better in person on screen.
that he also when I went to go to this content house in Vegas, when I was there, the Thorpes, since they hate me and have made it their mission to like terrorize me, they were like getting people to fuck with me in real life. So they had their weird person Lalo, like I was trying to nap at the house and he kept waking me up, shoving the laptop in my face with like them yelling at me and be really obnoxious. And then they paid like Whoremaxxer to just pull up at the house, but then the other guys came and like scared him off, thankfully. But like,
oh, that was the one where he was in the car and the other guy was. Okay, I remember that one.
Yeah, but I didn't
Crazy.
end up making contact with him because I
Such a
paid
pussy.
to get a hotel, and then I got in a physical fight with Lalo because
I
he
remember
followed
that,
me to
yeah.
the hotel. Yeah, so, it's been a.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get into a trouble because of that.
Yeah, I know they tried really hard, but they didn't take the gummy worms incident that seriously.
You go to that fully nude place?
I've been there.
Oh yeah, we thought it was kind of funny.
I just want to shove
The
this.
places to pick.
Yeah, I thought that's where we're going.
Oh, I'm down. I'm actually hella down. Right?
If your arms are big.
See, we were like just curious to meet him, and we were. I don't like. It was like there's like playful hostility, and like also we were trying to suss out like, is it an act? Is this? Or is he really like this? We just couldn't tell, you know.
Yeah, I see.
And then he was like fairly reasonable, especially when the camera was off. He was like, we were, even though he pulled that at the beginning with the like going for the upskirt, which is crazy. And then he also did not like punch my friend, but like make contact. And that's why I went at him like that. Excuse me. I see like a sip of water. Usually I have my
You all right?
Diet Coke.
Just need to be hydrated a little bit.
Yeah, well, no, it's my weed pen. I took a hit of my weed pen, and yeah, that's basically it. This meetup feels like so long. It also looks like it's from longer ago than it actually is because it's like on the cheap StreamYard, which is like low pixels. So this looks like it's from many years ago, but it's
just 2 years ago, right? Was it a year
less
ago?
than 2 years ago, like a year and a half
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Less.
Yeah.
It was like
I
November,
sort of
December.
remember this. I wasn't there for the live stream, but I think I watched the Joe Shabatoni clips. So
Oh, okay, yeah, the Joe Shabatoni. He's
yeah.
he's
What do you think about it?
Wait, did you ask what I think about that channel?
Yeah. What do you think about Joe Shabatoni?
I mean, I know a little bit of the lore, and that's like someone who Ben Thorpe had like a sexual experience, and when he was retelling the story, he just like dropped this whole the name, like the entire name, which was just kind of like odd, so it stuck on. And they do a great job editing, but I also like they do like downplay the fact that, you know, it makes it like it turns people harassing my life into more digestible entertainment at times, and that's not always my favorite. And it turns an abusive relationship into entertainment, and it's a line to toe, I guess. Like, but
Yeah.
you know.
So you're saying he's just taking advantage of these lolcows, pretty much.
Well, I wouldn't say he's taking advantage because they greatly benefit from having anyone clip them. No one clips them, you know.
Right. So mutual, like a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I would say it's symbiotic.
Yeah.
They're on very friendly terms. He's a regular chatter, and you know, he comes into my chat, and we've always been on friendly terms. But yeah, those would be like my only contentions there. But he's been also doing a great job with editing, just from like taking any ethics outside of it. He is good at that. He's been
he's just kind of focusing on what's hilarious.
Yeah, and that takes a lot to like cut down 12 hours of footage and make the timeline. That's
exactly
incredibly valuable, you know. Like
I edited yesterday a little bit of the footages, and you know, it took me quite a lot of time. So
yeah, it's
him doing that is just, it's kind of like more professional.
It's dozens of hours of labor, you know. And Naptown also does a decent job, but also like they did their unbiased video about the stalking, but didn't include any of the video evidence of them stalking me, which there's ample of online. So they are, you know, biased in their ways, but maybe they're still deluding themselves that it's a troll and not real life. A lot of people are confused. I thought it was a troll. I could not believe it. I thought Whoremaxxer was trolling. I thought the Thorpes were trolling. When I came into the IRL world, I was like very naive to that. They were my first YouTube collaboration, so it was like a lot of different layers of insanity to go through.
Hell of a YouTube collaboration.
What's up?
I said hell of a YouTube collaboration.
How long?
No, I said like it's a hell of a like for the first time, you know. Yeah,
it's been very impactful.
Excuse my accent.
Like in some ways of like it there have been times where it was like mutually beneficial to have drama, but they just could never keep it online. And you know, once they pulled up on me and my mom out at lunch, like that was just too far. So I unfortunately had to take action.
You were just going through your day. You were gonna have a nice lunch with your mother.
Yeah, and they went and they also were trying to tell their whole intention going in was to lie to my former boss and tell them that I relapsed. Like, I don't know, whatever.
That's really messed up, Ruby.
Yeah, but that's their whole
like
thing.
That
They're not reliable narrators to shit, so no one takes them seriously. So I've added, you know, anyone who does eventually, you know, they can figure it out. And if they don't, that's fine too. I'm not like,
Yeah, and just like that, like Whoremaxxer threatens to go and talk to my college. He is also an unreliable narrator, like I said. So it's not really going to amount to anything. He can go try. I dare him to try.
yeah. It's just like, that's fucked. That I find that to be like way beyond the line. This is another example of why I think Whoremaxxer it's valid to criticize him. It doesn't mean that we hate swingers. It doesn't mean that we hate atheists or whatever. Like, it's just he takes things too far. It's not clear what's a bit or what's a joke, and it seems like a lot of his hostile behavior is more authentic than, you know, people might think. Like, he actually has that much anger and is just like he's always ready to take it to 1,000. Like, oh no, someone is talking about me on a stream, I'm gonna ruin their life forever. Like, I'm gonna try to stop them. Like, the Thorpes were gonna, like, they were encouraging people to call my methadone clinic to get me kicked out. Like, it's like, what the like, whoa, like, can we back up? I thought we were all like online, like, holy shit.
Yeah,
these absolute sensitive babies. You said something I don't like, so I need to eliminate you. It's just,
yeah. I mean, obviously, like, legally, what you did was, you know, and you went to court for that, right? But I don't 100% blame you for, you know, getting mad over there when you saw Grace standing by the door.
Time they've done this of pulling up on me in my life, pulling up at my brother's job, pulling up at my job, pulling up at my house over and over, you know. And I was just so shocked, you know, that obviously I didn't react well, but once they saw more footage, you know, I was able to get the restraining order. Luckily, the judges were able to understand the context of this is an ongoing, very public videotaped harassment campaign. So there was like ample video evidence, and yeah, thankfully I'm very happy with the outcome of that. So, and I just want to leave it there, and I want to wish them well, and I hope that they have their own positive qualities too. They can be very entertaining as well. I think they have way more business savvy and like functioning than Whoremaxxer, which is saying something.
Oh yeah, definitely. They get like 200 views, and
yeah, they actually are making money.
Donations.
They've actually been on bigger shows. They've actually made connections, like, and they've actually done. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Whoremaxxer can't get along with anyone. I mean, I had just a small list here of all the co-hosts. I'm not talking about chatters. I'm not talking about mods. I'm talking about co-hosts that were on his channel over the years that I remember the names of, that he burnt bridges with. Obviously, I was also on his stream for a short while, a few streams here and there, but I just want to drop some names here, like Big D. His name is quite funny, like Big D, Matt, the German guy, Taylor Made Man, Luxmaxer Dallas, Bash, if you remember in the chat, Monty, you know Monty, Karen, and me. And there were lots of other people before we came on his, we happened by his channel. He had some other like Black Pill guys that were hanging around. So, but he always burns bridges. You're never gonna see him with anyone for, like being at good terms for extended period of time. So it seems like Thorpe and Whoremaxxer have things in common.
Yeah, well, I mean, I fully believe that Ben's narcissist, and he's the mental, Grace is an extension of him. So I think there's a lot of similarities. There's a reason why they bonded in the first place, and we're being like absolute degenerates. Like, and that's I don't know. I found people can watch, or I guess I could pull it up. It is actually no, I can't. That's flying too close to the sun because I don't really actually want to cover them on my channel anymore. I want to just leave,
Was it like more Thorpe stuff? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna pull up a video, but I realized that they were.
Well, it's up to you. I mean,
but
I feel like
I
we're
just
almost
personally don't want to just for
anyway.
I just don't want to complicate anything, and I still have a pending court date, and it's just it's always better.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's so easy for me to just blah 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 about them like watching a video, I'm just gonna, you know, I will loop forever, so it'll just be, you know, silly. But yeah, it was a video of him, Ben, his teenage daughter, and the mom, you know, and they're having these disgusting, like, BDSM sessions. Like, that's real.
With
People
each other?
like, what's up?
With each other?
Yeah, the three of them together.
Like how so? Like you mean
like, oh
clothes,
yeah, like,
or-
oh yeah, Grace, why don't you lick your panties for me? Oh, see, Queenie, you like gross. Look up everyone Shamu in his Thorpe documentary, which is very well researched and well done. He's
Wow.
a great
So
editor.
they caught that on voice, huh?
He's featured in some very, very dude. If you haven't watched it, you need to, because there is some Whoremaxxer in there that is not a great look.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't
mind-blowing,
really feel
sickening.
proud for, you know, sticking with Whoremaxxer for many years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, there was a time where I was kind of more sympathetic to the Thorpes, obviously, and I've like kind of
Yeah.
varied in degrees of sympathy, even though I maintain that I have no desire to ever collaborate with them again. But it can be hard to see a situation clearly when you're really in it sometimes, and you being just so
You're
much
right.
younger, in a state of rejection and looking for guidance and getting sucked into something that felt like a community, as dysfunctional as it was. You felt, and I know what that can mean to someone, you know.
Yeah.
You're not, that's not nothing. So
And let me just say, like, I'm never saying anything against the people in his chat or some of the people that I know from his chat. Like, I still talk to them. They're actually not like Whoremaxxer. Like you would think like all of them are like Whoremaxxer, but a lot of those people just watch him for entertainment as well.
mhm.
So yeah, I just want to clarify that, like, I'm not saying anything about the greater community, but just the man himself.
Yeah, and I think that's yeah, there can still be cool people in a place, and that also makes it, I don't know, it can make it a weird situation.
Yeah.
I felt like that, like when I was involved in like the Lolcout Live like Discord and that community, it was very like cult, like very us or them, and very much the same thing. Oh, if you talk to that person, you're banned. Like if you
Mhm.
donate to that person, you're banned. Like tightly controlling the activities of the donors, the members, and like no feedback. And you just, you know, all of a sudden you're like, wait, what the fuck is this shit actually? Like, sometimes
Yeah.
it takes something like that to wake you up. Like,
So would you say you allow feedback or criticism from people that watch you?
me,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a lot better at it, and I do think I've made improvements, but I can't say I'm like known for like being amazing at it necessarily.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
guess it
appreciate the honesty.
depends. It depends. I don't know. I guess I would have asked chat, but they would probably.
Yeah.
I've definitely crashed out and I've acted crazy online, and I've leaned into things too for like the drama, you know, like going back and forth with chat, like, but I don't know, especially lately, I've been trying to be actually grateful for the feedback and just like knowing myself, knowing my relationships in life and where I stand, and being able to separate that from this and not be so impacted that I'm like shattered by feedback. But it's
Exactly.
not easy because it's not just one person giving feedback. It'll be a bunch of people all at once, often in very harsh terms. So that makes it a little tricky.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even tonight, I can't imagine what you've been going through. I mean, but you've been a YouTuber for many years, right? But
yeah, on
even
and off.
tonight,
Yeah, on and off for a few years, but I didn't really start doing it consistently until like a year and a half ago.
okay.
So I feel
So
like I'm
that's the
just
same
now
time
kind of
as
getting to a
you.
point where like I'm more used to it too. When
Yeah.
I came into it, and immediately my first collaboration is the Thorpe. So it just,
Thorpes, yeah.
I think that also just made it hard because a lot of it was just like people, you know, who were just giving like feedback. They were being haters. Like, I don't know. It's
Exactly. It's hard to differentiate between the hate and the actual feedback for sure.
It
But I was
is,
gonna
but you have to
say,
learn to like value certain opinions over others, or like listen to it, analyze it, you know, reflect on it. But yeah, it's a tough line.
I was gonna say, like, even tonight, I just streamed over on your platform. I mean, with you, over on your platform, and the amount of comments that were, you could say, like the criticism and the haters and everything. It was kind of overwhelming. Though I think I dealt with it pretty well.
You
But
did
I
actually, and I
can't
think maybe I'm
imagine
just
like
used to it at
doing
this
it.
point. But I do,
Thank
you know, I do get sometimes a rougher chat at times, you know, that could be like they don't
Yeah.
hold back,
Well,
you
I
know,
kind
they'll
of
say
knew that.
anything. And I'm
I
trying
kind
to
of knew
like I
that,
used to
but
ban more. I used to be a little more ban happy, but now for that exact reason, I don't want the echo chamber. I don't want to be like Whoremaxxer. I don't want to be like the Thorps, like
good
because I've
choice.
seen what that can do to someone, and it really can
Yeah.
just hone in on their worst qualities and then magnify it until the entire actual person is just like obscured beyond recognition.
Yeah.
Well, can we get an update? Is Jeremy alive? Jeremy was streaming earlier. This is niche. I don't know if you've been following. There's this Grace Thorpe simp named Jeremy who parked outside of her house during the blizzard, refused to leave his car for 35 hours, like was just in there, like drunk, like barely responsive. And then he had 3 wellness checks. Police come check on him because it was like freezing and deadly. And then eventually he went in an ambulance. It was a whole kind of saga. I've been calling the Frozen Simp saga.
The alpha simp.
Yeah. he's a character, and yeah, I find him to be, he has some Whoremaxxer qualities. Well, actually a lot of them, but he's
Right.
at least has some more abilities to interact. Like he'll cuss you out, but eventually if you come back to the chat, he'll talk normally. Whoremaxxer has just been on hate mode. Like once you're
Yeah, he's
out,
a
you're
bitter
out.
man. He's a bitter old man.
Facts. Straight facts.
Hateful, spiteful. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I banned him for making that threat. That's 0 tolerance. I'm not gonna have anyone in my chat, I don't care who it is. I offered him the link many times and encouraged him to come speak. So, you know, but not when you're gonna be using that to say you're gonna try to fuck up his education.
I doubt he can, but I appreciate it.
Oh, it's just so mind-blowingly infantile.
Yes.
Frozen simping cap. I'm gonna have to do like maybe I'll do another simp update stream later too, after I have like a little.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what's happening with him right now. He was taken to an ambulance, right, to the hospital.
Oh, if you're curious, I guess I could go. So yeah, let me see, because I didn't watch. He started his last stream. I was live when he started his last stream. I don't know what has happened since then. Oh wait, I'm actually just now remembering what I found out. He left. The Thorpes took his wallet and his laptop.
Confiscated his personal items.
They took his valuables out of the car and didn't respond to him at all. He waited until like later in the afternoon and then just had to leave without them because he realized like they're not giving it back for whatever reason. And I think it's because they've already abused him this much. They literally think they can do whatever they want. So their last day is like, oh, grab the laptop. Or like, if not to pawn it, but to use as leverage to manipulate him more. It's sick. That's what I think. I don't know.
Well, I mean, so he's not going to call the cops. He's not going to try to get his items back.
Well, he's going to ask for them back, is what he said.
Okay.
Pull up his
it's crazy. Maybe the Thorpes did that just to get a little bit more content out of him or something like that.
Yeah, they seem very happy to milk the situation. It's been pretty well.
All right, told you guys I go live today. What's up? But well, you are low IQ, so you just don't get it. You Mexicans just don't get it, dude.
Thanks.
Sorry, but you guys just don't get it.
And you get it, Jeremy. You definitely get it by like nearly dying to the point where randos are calling your dad. And
What's up,
4
Lady
people
Wing
called the
status
police.
update?
How was he living in his car without any food or any drinks?
So the Thorpes didn't even go out to check on him or interact with him whatsoever. You know, they had done like a text exchange. So actually, I can't say whatsoever, but they did not at any point have a physical interaction. Like they didn't go see if he was alive. They didn't go offer him water. They didn't offer him a place to stay during the blizzard. They just shut him out, locked him out, and was like, you know, and to an extent, he put himself in this retarded situation. But their neighbor, Jacinda, was actually kind enough to bring him some food. So he was able to have some food and was just peeing in bottles and stuff and just drinking and borderline just like passed out for the entirety of like 35 hours.
And what was
I'm here to in his stupor, he just kept being like, unlock the RV. Like, or I'm here to clean. And it's like, dude, people are calling the police. They're not letting you inside. Take a hint. They just did a whole burn thing about you. Like, dude.
Wow. So just like kind of Whoremaxxer, you were saying he doesn't understand the social etiquettes.
No.
The social norms and whatever, you know, the signals, whatever you want to call it, you know.
Yeah, he sees whatever signals he wants. He also thinks that my interest in covering this is obviously a sexual like obsession.
He thinks you're attracted to him.
Yes. Yeah. Which is insulting, but he's not the only person that believes that. But I think that it's possible to just find this kind of odd and shocking and crazy and like, what is this guy gonna do? He obviously has no life preservation instinct. Like, I thought there was like literally 20-30% chance he was going to die.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought
especially
that,
during the winter storm.
Yeah, when they showed the car was covered in snow and there was nothing indicating heat, and then they actually took a video of him passed out with his window down. Oh my god!
So I think he was plowed in, right, with the snow. His car was in the snow and plowed in.
Yeah,
and couldn't get out.
But it's like he could have walked out of the car, like he could anything, like
yeah.
He could have even taken the initiative to knock on the Thorpe's door. Like, it was all just so weird. It's mind-boggling.
He just chose to be sedentary and interesting.
Yeah.
And he has no job, right? Just like Whoremaxxer, he has no job.
Yep. And I mean, it sucks because he was doing fairly well for a while, building up his channel, like not necessarily needing to rely on these like Thorpe stunts, you know. And then he got like hardcore rejected by Grace once again, and like spiraled into this multi-weeks long relapse. And like when another guy called his dad said he hadn't heard from him in weeks. Like, he just kind of like disappeared, and this is where he is. He's macing himself. He's sleeping in cars and like, you know, freezing blizzards. Like, she broke out the drone. Yeah, she'd rather send a drone. And Ben, pussy fucking bitch Ben, 6'8" Ben was too scared to go deal with a situation like any man would. Fuck off.
Didn't Ben actually send Grace? You know, what I pay attention to is like
pussy.
Yeah, what I pay attention to is like whenever shit needs to get done, Ben just sits there and sends Grace to do it, like to fix things or to.
Oh, yeah, she's 100% his slave, his cash cow, his everything.
Yeah.
It's a sad situation, but I mean, it is what it is. Her frontal lobe is coming in. Hopefully, they're gonna find a way to make it in this world that is not so insane and destructive to others. Because they can be entertaining without that.
Live with him, I don't really know.
Yeah. And no, I don't have contacts. For a second, I thought you were asking him, and I was like, well, he's wearing glasses, and Jeremy's not really here, so it's got to be me. And then there's a smiley face.
I need to get contacts. Yeah, maybe sometime this year.
All right. Well, the Jeremy video, he does kind of like drag it out. He like will just stop talking for like minutes at a time. But yeah, the gist of it, now I'm remembering, is that he was already driving towards his family's in Illinois, which is amazing. So that's the best outcome here. And he had mentioned taking some time off, you know, for anyone who gives a fuck about his well-being, which there are some people. The Thorpes are so into seeing like, ha ha ha, it's so funny. Nobody, even the cops don't care if he dies. Ha ha. Like they really do. They would have thought it was funny if he showed up dead. They're actually psychopaths. Like he might have some kind of wet brain, but I don't want to be like a hater on him. I'm glad for the choices, you know, he's coming around to going back to the people who really care about him and his well-being and want to see him do well. And it's obviously not 100% of those people.
I just kind of pity him.
No.
They're live now, huh? That didn't take long.
Gamer, please tell me he's not going to go back once again after all of this. Is just hopefully he's on their panel giving a little pushback like, hey, where's my wallet? And King's on there. Are they gonna, dude, King, I'm going to be fucking actually pissed at you if you're pressuring him to stay, because you wanting to party and like sniff Grace's ass for a couple seconds is not as important as him actually surviving a human being, surviving this collaboration. Like, we're at that level. The conch is over. We're beyond. His family has been contacted. He was heading to family. I'm actually going to be pissed at King if he encouraged that. But, you know, whatever. I'm not these people's parents. I don't control them. And I guess, like, okay, from a content aspect, it's going to create more weird content. I would stream snipe, but I've made a vow I'm just not going to be reacting to any Thorpe content. Like, I'll go close to that line with Jeremy, but, you know, especially a lot of my family watches this and knowing all the legal issues and how much it's impacted them, they would be like, why the fuck are you, like, they would be probably pissed too. So
that's understandable. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I ain't gonna watch it. After
in your free time, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I find their dynamic interesting for the same reason I found Whoremaxxer interesting. It's like extreme psychology, fringe person, like, I don't know, like in a way I thought it was interesting, like he's just himself, I guess. Like, he's very eccentric, and I think eccentric people are interesting, but it does seem
they're
to
just
have
not the most successful. Like, and they end up hating what they call like normies when normies are more successful.
Exactly. It's
just
all, and it's like crab in a bucket mentality of like, like it's, you know, just people want to bring you down. But I'm like, my voice is starting to die out a little, so I do want to start wrapping it up. Did you have any final thoughts? Was there anything else we didn't cover that you wanted to mention?
I'd say I mean, there were a few more things I want to show, but I don't want to keep you any longer.
No, if there's a couple, no, I don't mind. No, I just want to start moving in the outro direction. But
yes, okay. Well, in the drive, there was a folder called What People Said. You know, I just wanted to stick this to Whoremaxxer because he seems to think like I backstabbed him and I'm alone by myself and I don't talk to anyone. But a lot of people that are watching him said these things to me. So obviously we don't have to read the entire things, but I did get some support from people, is what I'm saying.
Damn, he really doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. Your concerns are meaningless to him. Yeah, and I do feel like you didn't come at him like in attack mode, but he just couldn't like you have to be whatever he wants, whenever he wants, or fuck off. Like you're not allowed to have your own interests or needs or anything. Like that's an attack on him. Like juvenile. But yeah, your concerns are meaningless. He immediately paints you to be the problem, of course. Well, without using his community, he wouldn't have anybody in his life. Fact. I hope you stick around. I bet it feels better you got that off your chest. He was definitely being very hard on you over the last few months.
So other people can vouch for me, and they can say that he's been kind of putting me on the spot, trying to humiliate me in front of others. And, you know, this was one of the reasons why I came on the stream, was to finally get the chance to defend myself. I'm not stalking again. I want to say I'm not stalking him. I'm not doxing or anything, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
is
not
one who just
obsessed
threatened
with
to
it.
call and try to get your funding for school. Like
Yeah.
all you've done is provide your side in contrast to what he's been saying about you. I think that's totally fair. And like at that point, he gave his side, you gave your side, and like, you know, maybe you can try again for a truce. And, you know, I think it would be, or not like to say you're going to be cool, but like you won't talk about each other anymore or whatever. You know, if you want him to stop, maybe you can try that.
Hopefully this is the last time I ever get to talk about him again, because I plan to down the line maybe create my own channel completely, like, you know, unrelated to all this.
Yeah.
Just my own thoughts, you know, about life and stuff. I'm also
Do you have a
interested in
channel set up
philosophy
yet?
like
Or
you. So
do you have a channel set up yet, or is that just something you're thinking about doing right now?
no, I don't have a channel set up yet, but
I mean, I
was
see you
thinking
just
of
got the
names.
laptop today, so you know maybe.
yeah.
I think
It's a good start.
I think that's a great plan. You seem to have a lot of insight, especially for a younger person.
Thank you.
And I do think that these are interesting, you know, topics to comment on and to have kind of a complex opinion. And, you know, I think that's awesome. Oh my God, people are saying
that was my message.
People are saying he's back. Oh my God. Dude. I like, that's insane. But
Are
shout
you a
out,
little
thank you so much,
concerned about
Gamer.
Jeremy?
Gamer says, great stream. I'll rewatch the VOD and see what is happening there, but I'm watching it now on the phone. He's talking about the latest Jeremy. And King is freaking out on there. Oh lordy. Oh me, oh my. Like, he drove 9 hours in a circle back. I mean, I'm trying to not just be full judgmental. It's his life. But that sucks because I mean, yeah, I was relieved that he was going to be near people who don't want to see him die for content. Brutal. Time to go laugh at, yeah, pretty much. That's probably what I'll be doing. I'm gonna have some tea and enjoy the conch. Enjoy the conch while also having extreme concern for the conch. And I think you could also do interesting commentary about that whole, like, you know, persona and like online persona and how people use that to like cloak like actual like bad, you know, actions as like, oh, it's the persona.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
like
so interesting.
you've seen what he did there with like calling everyone stalkers and obsessed, like just labeling people. I would say one of the biggest thing is just labeling people as others.
Yep.
If
Rodders,
you
even
ever
has a
see
name
that,
for it.
yeah, if you ever see that happening like in any of the YouTube channels that you're watching, then there's a good chance it's starting to become an echo chamber. So
yeah, exactly. I fully agree with that. It's something, it's definitely, those are signs to look out for in any community. And there's a lot, like, you know, now that I've been streaming and more acclimated to this, you know, industry or whatever, even on a minor scale, I do see how a lot of these channels function kind of as little miniature cults, you know, and they have their little Discord, their audience, they ban anyone who's not giving them the feedback they want. And that's why, you know, I do have a hostile chat at times. I like try to be lighter with the ban just because I'm afraid of that happening, but
I think you're keeping the equilibrium right now, so I
yeah,
think you're doing
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I try to keep it not too crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me go to the last couple ones of these. Like Taylor Made Man, he was cool as dude, and he fucked it up. And yeah, fucking things up with Monty. It's like, God, he just like. I mean, but he's also someone who's never been out on their own or like really lived on their own, as far as we know, right?
Yes, as far as I know.
He's a failure to launch, like.
Yeah. And the thing with Monty was actually kind of funny because Monty went and sent $500 to Grace and Lalo for them to go to swing club, and that was actually just to get back at Whoremaxxer.
Well, he hates seeing other channels supported, which is also like,
Oh yeah, he was really pissed.
Yeah, because I would see him in chats being angry at like Monty for donating to like anyone Monty donated to. He hated that, like.
Yeah. He wanted the exclusive donations.
Yeah, and he just takes it for granted. Like, just because your mother gives you unlimited like providing without any work or contribution doesn't mean that's everybody's role in your life. You're a man, dude.
Yeah.
I used to be active in the YouTube chat years ago, but eventually faded away. Stopped chatting altogether after seeing he boots out everyone who supports him. It's pretty much inevitable. I did believe you'd be the last person you'd boot, though, because you're by far the most loyal supporter and dedicated most time, energy to helping him run the stream. I pretty much decided to become more of a spectator now and just watch streams without getting too invested. He's entertaining and has a great message, but unfortunately sabotages himself by booting out his biggest supporter in Donos. He's basically a shadow of his former self. Brutal. Yeah. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't even act the same as if you take a look at his older clips. He's just more bitter, more spiteful, hateful. So there's no
he seems
more
like he's
any
not
worth.
able to even just have like a flow interaction. It has to be incredibly hostile.
Yeah, he's just very explosive persona. But yeah, I mean, in the past he used to be calmer, like he would have people on, many more co-hosts. Right now it just seems like he can't keep a co-host. So I don't know what's going on in his personal life completely, but it seems to have affected his streaming as well. So I believe there's no more worth to like watch from him, anything to gain from that. So, and that was the reason I watched him in the first place, was like first entertainment, and then I thought maybe I could, learn a few things about supplements here and there, and then I no longer see any need to.
Mm-hmm. Supplements can get out of control too. I used to be super obsessed with like all the nootropics. I spent hundreds of dollars a month. I was taking like weird like shit like Phenibut and
I have full boxes full of supplements. So
yeah, I narrowed it down to just a couple. I take my multivitamin, probiotic, and then NAC. I'm a big fan of. But
NAC, well, I also take CoQ10 for the
I've heard that's another. But it gets to a point where it's like, there's a lot of great supplements, but you can't take them all. It just gets
a lot of money. Yeah,
I've gotten insane with it before, like just getting so much money on supplements.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like you want to fix something.
A healthy lifestyle is what fixes most of the problems. I'd say the supplements are just like the remaining 10%. When you got everything right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's never gonna be that. And a lot of it is, at least for me, it was like, if not spiritual, it has to be like, having meaningful connections and purpose, like, and something like that to just keep you,
Oh, you mean like a drive in life? Yeah, I think there's a psychological aspect to it for sure.
Were there any other things I missed?
No. I think we're all set. Thank you very much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I had a great time.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're. Oh yeah, you're on Discord. That's how we talked. But yeah, feel free to join the Discord and let us know when you make a channel. And we'd love to have you on. I also do a call-in show. Welcome to call in any Sunday. It's just an open panel, so you feel free to hop on. But thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, well, many thanks, and I guess I'll see you around.
All right, later.
Have a good night.
Bye. All right, chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out, making it this far. All right, I gotta go find out the latest Frozen Simp saga. I'm curious. I'm curious. I can't really, stream it just for my own personal rules, not any kind of legal thing. I just, like I said, it's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending loop. We've got to break the pattern somehow. This is the hard part, chat. But I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching, and we even appreciate the push